I just heard the news about the humanitarian protection being canceled. I hate that for the Nicaraguans, Venezuelans, and the Haitians. I love y'all. I'm from Fort Pierce. I love y'all to pieces, and I rock with y'all. Baby, whatever you need me to do, you let me know what I can do to help. But them Cubans from Miami, y'all can get the fuck out of here. You ain't never heard me talk about going to Miami to visit. All my family from that area is gone from Miami. The only time I go down there is to shop and to eat. I don't fuck around with South Beach. I don't fuck around with Miami Cubans. They turn Florida red. They racist. And I tell every group of young kids, do not go down there supporting their business because they don't fuck around with y'all. They don't like us. Talking about Latins for Trump. Look what he... It couldn't have happened to a better group of people. Fuck y'all. Get the fuck on. I'm sorry, not sorry.
This message is, though, for the Cubans for Trump. Actually, for all Latinos for Trump. The Supreme Court just revoked the legal status of 500,000 people from, like, Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, I think, and then somewhere else. So you guys better start packing your shit. Because they're coming after you. They don't care that you voted for them. They never cared about you in the first place, dog. We tried to tell you this shit, but you didn't listen. So now they're coming after you. Supreme Court just ruled on it. You guys better start packing because they're going to either leave on your own terms now at this point or they're going to come after you. You guys are in danger. And you voted for it. That's the crazy part.
Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channels. This is Timothy's Irrigation. Kindly for watching me for the first time. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. So guys, in today's video is about Cuban. Cubans are really crying in United States, and these Cubans, why they are now regretting why they not support the black people and black folk. So kindly guys, let's watch in this video. You'll see how people are really reacting about the what is now happening in United States. So kindly guys, let's watch this video and at the end, and then I'll come back with more reaction.
Yeah, they not like us. Because we wouldn't wear that. We would never wear that. No, we don't make clothes out of flags. We just don't do it. People that went to Trump's rallies and like danced to the music, you know, we wouldn't have done that. We don't do that. Because the music wasn't good. Now, we would have did that at the Super Bowl. That's when we bounce and be all into it, you know. That, you know, his rally music, YMCA, y'all wearing flags. Y'all even have flag gym shoes. I picture a little old white lady in a cabin, everybody dirty, and she's sewing a flag together to make that jumpsuit for you to wear to the rally. Do you still have it? Do you still have the jumpsuit? It's probably hanging up with your Make America Great Again hat. That's a matching set. Put it with the gold Trump gym shoes and you got a fit going on. I don't know why I'm in the mood to just mess with MAGA. Y'all are some of the dumbest damn people I ever seen in my life. Yeah. Dumb as a damn rock. You had to be dumb. There's no other way to explain why you went in that booth, closed that little curtain. You was in privacy. You could have did the right thing. I just don't get why you went in there and what the hell made you think that filling out that little circle saying you vote for T-Rump? I'm laughing at y'all now. Yeah, y'all look dumb as hell. I have not seen one red hat for 2025. Not one. Y'all need to put them motherfuckers back on so we can recognize you. Yeah. You wanted to be recognized before. Put the shit back on. I say it all the time. Now, don't tuck it away somewhere. Not put that shit back on. That Make America Great Again hat. So we can laugh every time we see you, because y'all tickle the shit out of me. Y'all so dumb. Y'all some dumbass people. Man, every last one of y'all. It doesn't matter the economical, it doesn't matter your finances. It was some dumb rich ones too. But y'all wearing the flag outfits, y'all was the dumbest of all. Y'all look retarded. Y'all, you know, I don't know if you was in this, I don't know if you had like a special education thing going on, but y'all wearing them flags and shit, y'all look stupid as hell at them rallies. You know it now if you go back and look at it. You know you looked stupid. You look dumb, like you just couldn't get it. Okay. Well, I just had to vent a little bit about that flag wearing shit, because y'all look crazy as hell. Put the shit back on. Walk to the store in your flag jumpsuit and your Make America Great Again hat. I just want to see something.
Stand up, Miami Cubans. Stand up and take a round of applause for playing yourself. Oh, you think this is going to only affect those without documents, right? How are they going to know? How are they going to know who is here legally and who is not? Oh, you're going to let them violate your constitutional rights and ask you for your ID? Oh, you think, oh, I'll just show them my ID and they won't bother me, without realizing that is a violation of your constitutional rights. Do you even know your constitutional rights? Do you even know? Or do they just keep you down there in Miami in some of the worst schooling in the nation, and they don't tell you your constitutional rights as they stomp on them? Oh, you think it's going to affect others and not you. It's the selfishness that really gets to me. The selfishness that they voted for this. And I'm not saying that Haitians, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans, whether they were here legally, voted for this. No. Specifically, Miami Cubans, who were so blatant on the timeline leading up to the election that they wanted this, but you didn't realize how it's going to affect your life, because how do they know who is documented and who is not? You're about to FAFO.
Well, here we are starting off the week with this. Take a look.
I will vote for Donald Trump. Hasta la vista. You gotta go. Mic drop. There's this rapper, right? His name is El Funky from Cuba. He voted for Donald Trump. He just put up a post saying he has 30 days, 30 días, to get the fuck out of America. They're about to deport him in 30 days. Is it a Cuban thing? I don't know. Remember, I don't know. But a lot of your reasoning for voting for Donald Trump was really, really not planned out well. Very non-strategic, very emotional and foolish.
Now, there are many things being said in this video, but the most true thing this man has stated is the fact that he doesn't know. He says, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I know he's trying to be funny, but he really doesn't know. And it would help if he knew just the basics, the minimal, because if you're going to speak on a platform with millions of followers, and you can see the full video on his platform, it would help if you would have the correct information, or if you do have it, you'd be willing to disclose it. If you knew, you would know that the one that left the Cubans unprotected is Deporter-in-Chief, President Obama. Honey. Not the orange racist guy, President Barack Obama, who many Cubans voted for, thinking they were voting in their best interest, on the last day of his presidency, screwed the Cubans and removed the wet foot, dry foot policy, which they gave them protection when they hit U.S. soil. So the Cubans, why did the Cubans vote for Obama? He screwed the Cubans. As politicians tend to do, they just screw people on either side. But if you want to go ahead and point fingers, let's point fingers at the original issue. We wouldn't be dealing with this situation if Obama, deporter-in-chief, still holds that title, would have not screwed Cubans like he did. But moving on, let's not forget that Ed Funky couldn't vote for Donald Trump because he's not a U.S. citizen, honey. He's not even a U.S. resident. And if he were to get deported, he wouldn't have to leave America. He would leave the United States of America, because if he were deported to Cuba, which they wouldn't accept him, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Cuba's still in America. It's Latin America, sweetheart. El continente americano es muy grande, muy vasto. United States of America, yes, he would be deported from the United States if he were to get deported, but he's not getting deported. As his lawyer stated, he received a letter that everybody gets. It's a standard letter when you get denied your residency. They have appealed because there was an error in the filing. And now they have appealed, and he's in the appeals process for his residency. So he was never able to vote because he's not even a U.S. citizen. But let's talk about El Funky, and if he were to get deported, why Cuba wouldn't take him? Because he was expelled from his own country. Do you know why? Because as a rapper, he dedicated his talent and his time, that talent that you say is less than those American rappers. This man was speaking up against the government, the regime, the dictatorship through his music, through his lyrics. To the point where he co-authored him along with Michael Osorbo, who is in prison right now for co-authoring a song called Patria y Vida. Look it up, get informed. Another black Cuban artist is in prison for co-authoring a song called Patria y Vida with Yotuel. Look them up. Because if you're going to speak about it, you should have a little interest in knowing about the truth. And I understand a lot of you that make this content are anti-imperialists. Oh, the Cuban Revolution. So you find any opportunity to speak up against the Cubans and why they voted the way they voted in their majority. The Cubans voted the way they voted because Kamala Harris, Obama, and the likes resemble way too damn much what the Cubans have been fighting against for over 60 years, which is socialism. And as a result, communist dictatorship, totalitarianism. That's what Cubans have been fighting. And the Democratic Party, over the years, I'm not saying everyone that's a Democrat is a communist, but over the years, the leaders of the Democratic Party have adopted positions that resemble that way too much. They defend the Cuban dictatorship way too much. They masquerade the Cuban reality way too much. And that's a warning sign for Cubans. And Cubans realize that that's not their best option. That's not in their best interest, especially when a Democratic president, such as Obama, left them completely unprotected when they hit U.S. soil escaping a dictatorship. So if you're going to talk about things, just a little bit of information. It's really public. It's really out there. And look up the song Patria y Vida. Luis Manuel, since you want to talk about black Cubans, Luis Manuel Otero Alcántara in prison. Michael Osorbo in prison, along with over 1,000 political prisoners because they dared to speak up. El Funky was given a visa to come to the Grammy because he has 2 Grammys, thanks to Padre Vida. And so does Michael Osorbo, who is the first artist to receive 2 Grammys while he's in political prison in Cuba. So please, get serious. I know you're a comedian, but when you're going to talk about serious topics that impact people's lives, get serious.
So all the Cubans for Trump down in Florida and everywhere else. Trump just had the Supreme Court revoke your immunity. Thousands of you will now be deported, along with several other countries' immigrants. But Trump has literally, first on the list, Cubans. Cubans will be deported because he's taking away your protections that you had because you came from a terrible situation to come live here in the United States where it's wonderful, but you couldn't get away from your communist habits and everything. So you came over here to bring those communist habits and follow the orange crap stain. Yeah, he took them all away, babe. You better start packing your stuff because Cubans for Trump are now going to be Cubans for Castro's son? I don't know. Who's ruling that communist country now? Will it be better for you when you get back? Will he send you back on the same boats you built to get back over here? Because we got to save money. That's what Doge is for. We can't fly you back with military planes.
Hello guys, welcome back. Hope you have watched a very powerful message and people crying across all over in Cuban, crying in United States. And kindly, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment. And let me see on react on comment section about Donald Trump treating the Cuban people. So Cuba is just a friendly country to across all over the world, because any country know Cuban in terms of maybe providing for medicals, because a lot of people going Cuba for medication. A lot of people now across over the world, Cuba is serving a lot of people. So Cuba are the friendly to what? To all across all over the world. It's a friendly of every country. But recently, when there were elections between the Democrats and the Republican, so most of the black people, black American and Africa supported the Democrats, and the Cubans and Cubans and Cubans and Cubans and Latinos supported the Republicans, which is won by the Donald Trump. But on that war, Cuban feels that maybe black people were not right. And when Donald Trump won that election, a lot of Cuban celebrated, a lot of Latinos celebrated. And the first thing when this man came in power, so he started the war between the Jamaicans and the African. We saw how Trump deported humanitarians. When he came in power, he deported all humanitarians. This is why he was using the ICE to deport people from United States going to their country, because he even stated that United States is not a dustbin of the black people. He ended up and maybe started cutting those ties with Africa. We saw how really tight maybe he scrapped this, what you call the USAID and WHO. So this thing made life so hard for Africans, and he banned a lot of the black people's, black colors countries for not going to United States. A lot of like the more than 20 countries were banned going to United States, and Cuban were just there maybe laughing for Africans, laughing for black people, laughing for Jamaicans, and this thing changed automatically. And now we saw how the deportation, all the Haiti immigrants were deported from the United States, and this deportation is really affecting the people of Africa. When you are black people and you are living now in Africa, in maybe United States or United Kingdom, just deported yourself because the government of United States has just issued a warning removal from the all the undocumented people have been issued with a removal warning, so you can just deport yourself coming back to Africa. And we have seen how more than over 5,000 undocumented Jamaicans were deported from what? From United States. So these things made life maybe very hard to for African people living there. But now the war started between the Cuba now is now facing what African were facing, because Trump announces that Cuba must cut tie with Jamaicans. And you know that Jamaicans and Cubans were just friendly. And Donald Trump, to continue working with Cuba, you must cut tie with Jamaica. So these things come out, and Jamaicans reacted negatively towards that warning from President of United States, said that we cannot cut tie with Cuban government because this government really helped us during the COVID-19, because Cuban doctors were across all over the world helping people during the COVID-19. So people came out and defended the black people about those warning, and after that they ended. And now a lot of now life have been so expensive to Cuban who was now living in United States. So if you are just wanting to come to United States, don't come to United States, because now Cuban are going through a lot of hardship. People are really suffering, paying. Maybe the school fees has been so problem for the Cubans, medication is so expensive, and now Trump is now deporting Cuban back to their country. So the same thing that is affecting the black people is now affecting the Cuban government, Cuban people, because we have seen a lot of now what we call what this immigration commission and what ICE is deporting Cuban. When you just find there, it's just deporting you. So Trump has set about these bodies which is now deporting Cuban people going back to their country. So as I conclude, we Cuba, we know that we are friendly with black people, and never there that you start, never there any day trying to maybe to celebrate your wins or mongering we the black people. Let's unite it and let's be the friendly, let's love each other so that we can conquer this world, because the government of Donald Trump is really bad government now, and we have seen a lot of people going to the street to demonstrate against those governments. So let's just remain united, and I say that normally that unity is power. So kindly, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment. See you later. May God bless you. Bye for now.